Hello friends, welcome to YouTube channel Electronics for You. In this video, I will explain thermocouple. It is nothing but a temperature transducer. The topics in this video are working principle, construction, working and types of thermocouple. Let's see what the thermocouple is. When two dissimilar metals are joined together, they form a junction, and this junction is called as thermocouple. This thermocouple further can be used for the measurement of temperature. The voltage actually produced across these two dissimilar metals and this voltage is nearly proportional to the temperature, and therefore the thermocouple can be used for the measurement of temperature. Let's see the working principle. The thermocouple working principle is based on Seebeck effect. Seebeck found that when two dissimilar metals are joined together, if they form a junction, there exists a voltage across them, and if both ends of the conductors are connected and temperature difference is maintained between these two junctions, for example like this, here we are having two dissimilar metals. First one is A metal and another one is B. If these two metals are joined together and they are forming a closed loop, and if these two junction number 1 and 2 are kept across two different temperature, say T1 and T2, then the current will start flowing through this junction from one junction to another. And if this terminal is actually kept open, previous circuit, if we make it an open circuit just like this, then we can measure an EMF across these two junctions. This is nothing but a Seebeck effect, and it is the working principle of a thermocouple. For example, joining copper and constantan together, a voltage on the order of few tens of milliseconds with positive potential at the copper side and negative potential at the constantan side will be there. An increase in temperature causes increase in voltage, and therefore we can say if we are using two dissimilar metals, for example constantan and copper, then we are having few tens of millivolts here. Now let's see, if a conductor A and B are homogeneous and let's junction 1 and 2 are having temperatures T2 and T1 respectively, then EMF at A is given by alpha A times T2 minus T1. EMF B is given by alpha B T2 minus T1. Here T2 minus T1 is the difference between these two EMF, and therefore total EMF can be given by the formula EMF T is equals to alpha AB T2 minus T1. Here alpha A and alpha B are the absolute Seebeck coefficient given in microvolts per degree centigrade, and are properties of the material A and B. Actually alpha A and alpha B are depending on the materials chosen. Here alpha AB, we have used it in total EMF formula. Alpha AB is equals to alpha A minus alpha B, and this is the total EMF which can be given by using the formula. The relative Seebeck coefficients are normally used here. These are the different Seebeck coefficients for different materials. For example, for silicon we are having it is 100 to 1000. Similarly, for n-type silicon we are having it minus 100 to minus 1000. For antimony, iron, gold, copper, it is given here. So more is the Seebeck coefficient, more will be the EMF generated across two different junctions. Now let's see the construction and working of a thermocouple. This is the thermocouple here, because it is formed by two dissimilar metals. Here first metal used is copper and another one is constantan, and this junction is forming a thermocouple. and here some voltage will be generated, and this voltage is known as Seebeck voltage. But here is one problem. Basically, when copper is joined with another copper, it is not the problem, and this junction will not form any different EMF. But see here, we are using constant ton and copper junction here, but constant ton and copper junction is also formed here. In this case, you can see a constant ton will provide negative EMF, whereas a copper provides the positive EMF. Now one thermocouple junction exists here, and another thermocouple junction is existing here, and therefore this is the problem related with the thermocouple. If we are forming one junction here, there automatically another thermocouple will be formed, and this thermocouple is basically known as parasitic thermocouple, and this problem will always be associated there. It is unavoidable. And therefore to solve this problem, the junction at the temperature at one junction must be known. For example, if we are having one ice bath here at 0 degree temperature, means for ice we are having 0 degree temperature, and therefore in this case we can say that a 0 degree exists there, and one copper, now this is our thermocouple, and it is having another junction which is kept at a reference temperature. It may be 0 degree or 100 degree, but most of the times traditionally it was taken 0 degree, and therefore even though in modern age electronics reference junction is used, it is always called as cold junction, because it was traditionally called as ice bath or cold junction. Now let's see the types of thermocouple. Here, depending on the materials used, if we are using copper and constant ton, it is called as type T thermocouple. If we are having chromel and alumel, it is type J type thermocouple, and also you can see the temperature range here and its sensitivity. So you can observe this chart for the types of thermocouple. And friends, if you like this video, please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for notification, and like, comment and share. Thank you.